Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zengkong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, the greatly merciful and compassionate Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. Sumo, Tanzhen Gato, Tutan City, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. How do you do? Good evening.
I stayed. Hola amigo. Que quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiba. Kimoji. Jumi. Happy. Very pretty. Konbanwa.
This evening we did the practice of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Deity Yoga. We can say that all Buddhists would know Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and we know of the Pure Land Trinity, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Amitabha Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, and Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva. And at the same time, we also know the emanation or transformations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. There are trillions of them or myriads of them. Many, many of them. Actually, he was also a Buddha in the past, which is the correct Dharma Tathagata. And currently as Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. And you have all know and read the Universal Gate Sutra, which is the Lotus Sutra, the Universal Gate Sutra of the Lotus Sutra. So not only the emanation of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva to salvage sentient beings, at any position she can transform infinitely. So whatever body you appear in, she would appear in that body too, to deliver you. That was mentioned in the Universal Gate Sutra. that he emanated innumerable bodies to provide deliverance and salvation. So that is called a kind of body sacrifice. So Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is the most compassionate. We refer to her as the greatly merciful and compassionate and unconditional loving kindness and compassion toward all, whether with affinity, whether we know them or not. Anytime a sentient being call on her or him, he or she would appear. Like green Tara and white Tara are all transformations of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. For the whole Tibet is the spiritual center of the four-arm Avalokitesvara or Chenrezig, as I have said before. Let me share a few jokes. My friend Aji went to get some fortune telling last year, and the fortune teller told him that this year would be injured greatly by a woman that appeared suddenly. Therefore, Aji has not got close to a woman this year. And yesterday, old lady, not old, like middle-aged lady who's riding on a motorcycle coming out from an alley that hit him, and then he got hospitalized. So that's accurate. He thought it was about love. So the fortune teller is quite accurate. The boyfriend came to my house for dinner and stick around until really late. And Dad said, this guy is so shameless. Why did he stay so late at our house? And then Dad asked the girl, what did Mom say to you? And she replied, how come it's like your dad in the past? He just kept sticking around, staying around. Now We will do the Q&A.
马来西亚莲花正轩
From Malaysia, 莲花正仙。
他问：师尊你好，弟子今年14岁。
Okay, Master, how do you do? I am 14 years
弟
old
子
this
曾
year.
在一次梦中
14.
看到师尊，
Once in my dream, I saw Grandmaster and Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, Guru
大
Padmasambhava,
力金刚显现。
and Mahabala.
莲花生大士在梦中给了
In the
弟子
dream,
举句的
Guru
教诲，
Padmasambhava taught me a few
还
things.
望师尊证实是否正确。
Please confirm its truthfulness.
莲花生大士
Guru
说，
Padmasambhava
莲生尊者
said
成就具德
the
金
Venerable
刚
Lian
上
Seng
师，
has the attainment of
地藏菩
a
萨
virtuous Vajra
慈
Acharya.
悲大愿之本尊，
Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam for
成
compassionate
就
vows,
加持之本尊，
and Guru Padmasambhava is the yidam to
生
empower
活
all
中之
attainments,
护法
and
大金
Mahabala
刚，
is True Buddha School's
一
great
切法
Heruka
平等，
protector.
无有分别，
All Dharma is
如
equal, no
小
differences.
河汇合成
Like
大
small
江，
streams merging
大
to become
江
a
汇
river,
合成大海。
and rivers
皆能
merging to
成就。
become the ocean, they
说
all
完，
can allow
弟
attainment.
子感到十分的安心，
Afterwards, I felt
平静，
totally at ease and
不知
serene.
是否正确，
Is it
望
accurate?
师尊解惑。
Please resolve
这个莲花生大师
my
跟他讲
question.
的话，
So the statements that Guru
莲生
Padmasambhava
尊者
said
成
that
就
the
具的
Venerable
金
Lian
刚
Seng
上师，
has the attainment of a virtuous Vajra Acharya.
我没有意见。
I have no opinion
我没有意
about
见。
this statement.
那么地藏菩萨
Siddhigarbha
慈
Bodhisattva
悲大愿之本尊，
is the yidam for compassionate vows.
我们晓得，我们常常念
We know and we
南无
often
大愿地藏王菩萨。
call him the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with great
那么
vow.
其实大慈大悲，
And actually,
所有的菩萨都是大慈大悲。
merciful and compassionate, all
只要是菩萨，
bodhisattvas are greatly merciful and
一定
compassionate,
是大慈大悲。
as any
所
bodhisattva
以地
is.
藏菩萨慈悲
merciful
大
and
愿之本
compassionate.
尊，
So Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam
发的愿
for
望最大，
compassionate vows.
就是地藏菩萨。
The one
他的这
who
个第一
generated
不
the
空
greatest vow is
誓不
Siddhigarbha
成佛，
Bodhisattva.
这个愿
He vowed
最
that
大，
he
说
will
要
not
成为
become
大
a
愿
Buddha
地藏王。
until hells are empty.
菩萨
That's the
本来就
greatest
慈悲
vow.
的，
That's why we call him as the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. And Bodhisattvas
菩萨为什么有分别？是因为
are basically compassionate.
清净的分别。
But why do we differentiate the
所以菩萨有
Bodhisattvas?
十地，
That's based on the
十地菩
purity,
萨。
their purities.
第一
That's
地
why
菩
there
萨
are 10 grounds
是欢
of
喜，
Bodhisattvahoods.
菩萨欢喜地。
And the first ground is the joyous ground
第十地的菩萨
of
是广
Bodhisattvahood.
地菩萨，
And the 10th ground
另外还有不
is
动
the ground of Dharma
地菩萨。
clouds. And also the immovable ground.
第八地是不动地，
That's the
也
eighth,
不用讲第几地了，
the eighth ground.
反正它都有名称，各个都
Well,
有
we
名
don't
称
have to say
是因为它
to
从初
enumerate
地
them,
到
but they all
十
have
地
their names
清净的
from the
过程
first ground to the
分为
10th
十地
ground,
但是
classified
所谓
depending
的
on the
菩萨
purity. But the so-called Bodhisattva is, as stated in the Vajra Sutra, has no view or no phenomena of self, but they give to sentient beings, not because of anything. They're for the sake of sentient beings, and not for any other reasons, never for themselves, always for sentient beings. That is compassion. So that the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is the yidam for compassionate vow. I completely agree. Guru Padmasambhava is the yidam to empower all attainments. That is correct. I have said it before. Guru Padmasambhava. Guru, what does it mean? Guru, or the great master, also means Bodhisattva. Sometimes we call Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva as Guru Avalokitesvara. And Padmasambhava means lotus born, a Bodhisattva born from a lotus. And his Vajra name is ocean born Vajra. He was emanated on a lotus blossom on the Dhanakosha ocean or lake. His attainment is tremendous because he was an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. And he's also the yidam for blessings and empowering. Of course, he is. Every night, Grandmaster would call on him to pray for his blessings.
Om Ahom Pecha Guru Pema Siddhi Homse.
Om Ahom Pecha Guru Pema Siddhi Homse.
Pecha Guru Pema Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Pema Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pecha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom. Om Ahom Pacha Guru Padma Siddhi Hom. 这个莲华生大士的是本身是成就的
Guru Padmasambhava is a Siddha, is also the main deity or the yidam for blessings and empowerments. He was also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. He was born from a lotus, therefore he is a Padma Kumara, but lotus youth, emanation of Amitabha Buddha. That's why it was said Sakyamuni Buddha, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, Amitabha Buddha's emanation. Body, speech and mind. The body is Amitabha Buddha's. And speech of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva's. And mind of Sakyamuni Buddha's.
所以他是莲华生大士，是成就加持之本尊。
So Guru Padmasambhava is the yidam to empower all attainments.
这个
And Mahabala
是真火中的护法大金刚。
is Three Buddha School's great Heruka protector. And this is also correct.
一切法平等，无有分别。
All Dharma is equal, no differences, like small streams merging to become a river and river merging to become the ocean. They all can allow attainment. This statement is also very accurate. All Dharma is equal. In the future, after reading the Vajra Sutra, we will know that all Dharma is equal, all schools or sects are the same. There is no Dharma and no schools. Everything is equal. This statement is very accurate. And you felt totally at ease and serene. Of course, that's accurate. Very good. Lianhua Zhengxian from Malaysia. And you're only 14 years old. And Guru Padmasambhava could say that to you. Congratulations. Long live. Next, from Malaysia, Lianhua Xin. 3 characters. For many years, my third eye sometimes automatically opens, and every time it is when I'm half asleep and half awake that it would gradually open. The first time I felt afraid, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to see them. Yet when I really wanted to see, I could not, since it disappeared really quickly. So if one day my third eye is completely open, what is the first thing I should do? And then what? And what does it mean? This person is asking about his or her third eye. In the journey of spiritual cultivation, sometimes you would see lights, sometimes you don't. A very strange thing. And I have experienced this too. I have similar experience as she does. She did. When I really want to see, they don't appear. That's part of my process. When I don't want to see, then they appear. Like when you're meditating, you really want to see light today, and you close your eyes, it's all dark. All dark. Sounds like Obama, Taiwanese Obama, meaning all dark. Nothing. And you visualize light appearing, but it does not. But sometimes you don't want to see it. You just close your eyes. And you just do it casually. And then the lights like sparkling like starlights. And then they become lines. Lines of them all appearing naturally. And at the center, there's a circle and radiance appearing, and inside it, a deity appearing. That's how it is. It's not that you intentionally, when you intentionally want to see them, they appear. Or when you intentionally want to see them, they disappear. That's part of spiritual cultivation. The third eye sometimes can automatically open, half asleep and half awake. It suddenly opens. The first time I felt afraid. I wasn't sure if I was ready to see them. Yet when I really want to see, they are not there. Let me tell you, no need to be afraid. What are you afraid of? You're lying there. You will not fall to the ground or fall off the bed. You're on the bed. What are you afraid of? There's no need to be afraid. Whatever you see, just let it be naturally. Nothing will happen. If one day my third eye is completely open, what is the first thing I should do, and then what should I do? What would I know? That's you. That's your business, not my business. Yet you're asking me, then I'll take you to see the birds, which means none of my bird business. Right? That's your business. What should you do first, and then second what? Open. There's what you see. Naturally, you would understand. Naturally, you would see everything. Or perhaps you would have open mind and heart, and sometimes the yidams would give you blessings. Those are all good signs. That's how spiritual cultivation is. Like how it is when a person drinks water, you would know whether it's cold or warm. Everyone is different. But from Grandmaster's personal experience, if you intentionally want to see them, sometimes you cannot. And sometimes they just naturally appear. When you can be completely clear and understand, then that means in the journey of your spiritual cultivation, you have purified your own mind. In the past, we studied the survey, which is the night sky observation. At the Greenwich time, which star will pass by your sky? And in the astronomic telescope, and at the bottom there's Mercury, and which types of stars, the first rate, second, third, fourth, depending on their brightness. And they would pass through the astronomic telescope. They would, and then you check the time, Greenwich time, and then you will discover the name of the star that passes. If one day you see a star that passes by, but based on the Greenwich time, it was not recorded. It is not recorded, and you cannot find what is the name of the star. That means the star is Sun Yan Lu star. Then you record it at what time, what Greenwich time, and which star. But when there is no name attached to the star, but all the stars have names, that's a very mystical, very amazing. So science, astronomy, they would know which stars at which time would pass by where, and how they can be so clear. It's because of the Mercury. They can reflect the stars that's passing by, and in our observation we would be able to see the stars based on those lines. And then we can check at what time, and we would be able to find out what is the name of the stars and the rate of its brightness. So when your mind is as tranquil as the Mercury, then you would be able to reflect whatever you want to see. So this is what I'm telling Lian Hua Xing from Malaysia. You don't need to do anything. We just observe. And sometimes Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will give you blessings, sometimes give you encouragements, sometimes to give you some spiritual responses or sensations. Mom told Xiaoming and Xiaozhu, from today I will give $10 to whoever that listened to me better. And these two kids said, Xiaoming said, that's unfair. And Mom said, why? Then the one that would get the praise would be Dad, because Dad is most obedient to you. Typically children are not so obedient. Xiaoming went to the hospital and had the medical checkup. The doctor said, Mister, it's so unfortunate that you don't have the capability to reproduce. When Xiaoming heard that, he hit the tables and hit the walls and cursed. And the doctor said, it's not my fault that you cannot reproduce. Why are you hitting my desk and walls? And Xiaoming said, no, I am angry at myself because I wasted so many condoms. Okay, now we will expound the Vajra Sutra, our main topic. Chapter 12, revering the right teaching. Reference toward the right teaching. What is the right teaching? The 4 verses stated in the Vajra Sutra, which is no phenomena of self, no phenomena of others, other human beings, no phenomena of sentient beings, no phenomena of lifespan. That is the right teaching of the Buddha. You have to respect them. No phenomena of self, no phenomena of others, no phenomena of sentient beings, no phenomena of lifespan. Here in this chapter, furthermore, Subhuti, if any person at any place teaches even only the 4 verses of the sutra, all worldly beings, celestial, human, or asura, should revere the place like Buddhist pagodas or temples, especially if the person can completely uphold and recite it. Subhuti, know that this is the first and foremost, unexcelled and rare dharma to allow one to reach attainment. At the place where the sutra is, a Buddha and his respected disciples are also there. Many people ask me, what is respected disciples? Should we respect the disciples? Many people ask me about this phrase, like respected disciples. Okay, now I want to ask you. What does it mean, respected disciples? What are you saying? What is respected disciples? Someone raise his or her hand. We have many chanting beads here. Many people chant Vajra Sutra, and when they reach this part, they have to question, what is as if respected disciples? Or like? Nobody raised his hand? It's very simple, let me tell you. That means it is the disciples who respect the right teaching. So I just added a few words. That is disciples who respect the right teaching. That's called respected disciples, or respecting disciples. It doesn't mean that I have to respect my disciples. So they are the respectful disciples, disciples who are respectful toward the right teaching. It's very easy. So easy. So you cannot get it. Everybody chant the Vajra Sutra. You chant it during Bardo deliverance, during merry event or sorrow event. So this respectful disciples means disciples who are respectful toward the right teaching. So, because you are a disciple who respect the right teaching, therefore you are a respectful disciple. So everybody has decided the Vajra Sutra, right? Chapters after chapters. And yet, these few words you don't understand. So you are a respectful disciple. You are a disciple respectful of the right teaching. So what should you respect? Importantly is the Dharma taught by the Buddha. That is the right teaching. What is talked about in the Vajra Sutra is no phenomena of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan, and you should respect that. And here, know that this is, if any place at any, if any person at any place teaches even the 4 verses of the sutra, all worldly beings, celestial, human, or asura. When we say heavenly realms, they refer to the realms of desire, realms of form, and realms of no form. So, heavenly beings, human or asura. Asura is part of the 6 rebirth realms. They all should make offering to the no view of self, other sentient beings, and lifespan, like Buddhist pagodas and temples. You need to make offering to the Buddha, to the pagoda, or temple. Like here at the Seattle Lizang Temple, there's someone coming in and they brought offerings. And in Tantric Buddhism, what do we make offering to? Buddha's body, Buddha's speech, Buddha's mind. Body, speech, and mind. You need to make offering to the Tathagata's body, speech, and mind. And what is the Buddha's body? They all have symbols. We have the statues of the 7 Buddhas above us. When you see them, you should join your palms. With palms folded, I pay reverence. So join your palms and raise it. Bow your head. Like Grandmaster too, every time I enter to the cafeteria at the Seattle Temple, I will definitely join my palms. Pindolo and Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. I definitely join my palms. Because that's Pindolu. The Venerable Pindolo sits on top, and behind him there's a tanka of Sakyamuni Buddha. I definitely join my palms. And after I finish dinner, my meals, as I walk out, and any time I see them, I would join my palms. That means you have reverence or respect toward the Buddha's body, because those symbolize the bodies of the Buddhas. So the 7 Buddhas on top, and then below them, all the other deities and protectors. You need to join your palms and respect them. This is called offering. Joining our palms also symbolize making offering. And you need to make offering or revere the Buddha's speech, which is what are the Buddha's speeches? That's the sutras. You need to respect them. especially the Vajra Sutra. Like the Buddhas, the body of the Buddhas, inside the temples there are the Buddha's bodies. Also, the Buddha's sutras. You want to respect the mouth or the speech of the Buddhas, and that's the Dharma. And what is Dharma? The sutras as spoken by the Buddha. And what is a pagoda? That's the Buddha's sariras. That's mind. What is the Buddha's mind? That's the pagodas. So in India, when you build a pagoda, in India there are many Buddhist pagodas, and inside each of the pagodas there is a Buddha sarira. That is the mind of the Buddha. So we respect the body of the Buddha, the speech of the Buddha, and the mind of the Buddha. The sutras or the Dharma is the speech of the Buddha. And the body is the Buddha's images of all deities. And the mind is the Buddha's pagodas. In the sutras, it was mentioned, whenever there's a pagoda, it's the same as a Buddha inside it. That's the mind of the Buddha. The sariras are the mind of the Buddhas. Especially if the person can completely uphold and recite it. So not only respecting, but also the ability to uphold and recite it. When you recite the sutra, no phenomena of self, no phenomena of others, no phenomena of sentience, no phenomena of lifespan, Subhuti, know that this is the first and foremost unexcelled and rare Dharma to allow one to reach attainment. So the four non-phenomenons is the first and foremost and rare Dharma. That's why the Vajra Sutra is also referred as the first and foremost and rare Dharma. So at the place where the sutra is, wherever there is the Vajra Sutra, there would be a Buddha. Wherever there is a sutra, there is a Buddha, which is the disciples who respect the right teaching. And many people recite the Vajra Sutra, but first I asked this last few words, nobody could answer it. So why do we have to respect the disciples? But no, it's the disciples who are respectful towards the Buddha's body, speech and mind, who are respectful toward the Vajra Sutra, who are respectful toward no phenomena of self, no phenomena of others, no phenomena of sentient beings, and no phenomena of lifespan. Now you're very clear about this piece.
像我们学佛的人呢，看到佛塔也要合掌，不管你大塔小塔。
As a Buddhist, every time we see a pagoda, we should join our palms, whether the pagodas are big or small. I've gone to the Mount Bakong in Korea. When I went there, there were Buddhist pagodas, and many people built tiny pagodas using rocks. that the big
再来中的石头，
stone
最上
at
面
the
是小的石
bottom,
头，
and
做一
then
个小
the
佛塔，
medium, and then smaller. So they built
满地上
many
很多地
small
方
pagodas at many
都是小塔，
places
就是石头叠起来的，
that
一个
were
塔一
made
个一个
from
塔。
stones stacked together.
为什么要叠这个塔？
Why do they build these pagodas?
因为他在敬重佛塔，
Because they are respectful toward the Buddha's
里面
pagodas.
就有舍利。若有塔
So
的地方，
inside
就
the
等于有佛。
pagodas, there are sarviras. So the place where
但
there is a
塔的周
pagoda is
围
the
又
same as
很
there
多
is a
人叠
Buddha.
出来的小塔。
And around the
去
pagoda,
到
there
那
are
里，我
many
们就
tiny
合掌，
pagodas built by many people.
看到佛的像，
And
合
we
掌，
went there and joined our
看到
palms
经
when we
典所
see
在之处，
the image of the Buddha, or the place
看到有
where
塔，
the
合掌，
sutras are, or when we
因为
see
佛像
pagodas, we would
就是佛的
join
身
our palms and bow and pay
经典
homage.
就是佛的口，
Because Buddha images are the body, represent or the body of the
看到的
Buddha,
塔
and the sutras
佛的
are
意
the
念，
speech of the Buddha, and
对于佛的身
pagodas
口意，我
are
们
the
都要
mind of the Buddhas. Towards
很尊
the
重。
body, speech, and mind of the Buddha, we should be very respectful.
所以我们看这一段，你看，我这样子讲呢，
So reading this excerpt,
大家都很清楚，都很明白，
now you're very clear
尊重正教，
and
尊重正
you
教。
understand clearly. You should respect the
这
right
个我们
teaching.
都是属于尊重的弟子，
So we
尊
are
重
all considered
尊重
respectful
佛的
disciples.
身。
We are respectful toward the Buddha's body,
那密
speech,
教
and
常常
mind.
讲身口意，我们用我们
In
清净
Tantrayana, we
的
often
身
say
口
body,
意
speech, and
修
mind.
行的
We
清净的
use
身口意，
our purified body, speech, and mind
尊重
in our spiritual cultivation
佛的身口，
to respect
佛的身口
the
意。
Buddha's body, speech, and mind.
如果你能够这样子的尊重，
If you can be
就是
respectful like
成就
this,
最上第一稀有之法。
then you would have attained that would be the Dharma
最
to
上第一稀有之法，其实
have attainment.
就是无我
That
相
would、be the first and foremost right Dharma to allow attainment.
无众生相。
The Dharma is the
受者
no view of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan. 这里有一个笑话，我心中 Yes,
一直有一个疑惑解不开，
Always have
那么
this
你能够帮我吗？
question in my mind. Can
这
you
位
help
朋
me?
友问，你怎么
And
了
the？friend asks, so
他
what's
的
up?
问题是，龙虾算是虾吗？
lobster, which is in Chinese, is called
龙虾
dragon
龙虾
shrimp.
啊龙
Is it
虾
a shrimp? This is
算是
only
虾吗？
meaningful in Chinese. Is dragon shrimp a shrimp?
这个朋友回答：
And the friend
难道是
replied,
龙吗？
if not a shrimp, is it a dragon
不
then?
算是虾，难道它是龙吗？
If it's not a shrimp, then is it a
这个有
dragon?
意思啊，这个跟《金刚经》里面很像。
That's very similar to the Vajra Sutra.
只是你就是尊重的弟子嘛，这么
Like
简单回
respectful
答。
disciples.
你看，
That
没有
means
人能够
you
拿
are
到
the
这个
respectful
手笔，
disciples. Nobody can get this chanting
就是
beads.
就是在这里啊。 这个是语言上的，听得懂这个国语的，听得懂普通话的，
This is only
的笑话。
those that can understand Chinese.
连续不断的下雨，每一天都下雨。这个
It's been raining
司机呢
continually.
接了老板、董事长进公司。
Yeah, this is only meaningful
这
in
董事
Chinese.
长一进公司啊，马上跟秘书讲，
The
开除
driver
司机。
picked
那
the
下班的时候啊，
CEO to
董事长
the
等不到司
office.
机，打电话问秘书，
The
司机呢
CEO told the
秘书
secretary,
讲说，你早上不是要我开除司机吗？
fire the driver.
这董事长讲，
And
要
yet
求
the
啊，
CEO could not get home because the
临
driver
时
was
的
not
叫
there.
你
And so called the
开
secretary,
除
what happened?
司机啦，除司机呀。
Yeah, this playoff was Chinese, like turn on the dehumidifier, but it sounded like
要
fire
把
the
司机
driver.
拿掉的那个机器呀，不是开除司机，这是误解哈。今天就讲到这里。Om Mani Padme Hum。
That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.